I'm here today with Senator Bryant. Senator Bryant is a fellow blogger like myself on his blog from the Backbench. It's good to have you today, Senator Bryant.
Thank you, sir. Good to be here.
Well, I'd like to get your thoughts on how you got involved into the blogging revolution. How did you find out about it?
Well, actually, when I started my campaign for South Carolina Senate, we wanted to have a really nice website. We did a lot of email, had a long list, 400 or 500 on my list for email that supporters and constituents like getting. And then when I got elected, came down here in the legislature, I started to learn at that time actually what a blog was. I'd heard the term from the Howard Dean campaign, of all people. A lot of his success came from the blog, so I got interested in that technology and then went to the site that hosts my blog, and I said, you know, this is something I'd really like to do and try to give my constituents a feel for what's going on from where I'm sitting, a little bit different than what they're reading in the news or seeing on TV or what they see from the regular websites.
And what do you think you can accomplish? What do you hope to accomplish by having a blog out there on the web?
Well, I accomplished a lot of things. One is just put out interesting tidbits of what happened during my day that probably would not make the regular news. Another thing is if there's some coverage on an issue and I've taken a stand on, I like my constituents to know where I stand and why, simply because a lot of times people don't get the full story, and I want a chance to show where I'm coming from. Also, it gives them an opportunity to respond to what they think of my position. And a lot of times people will sign their name to the entries and leave some really legitimate opinions, and sometimes there's some trash talking out there too, and most of those are anonymous, and if they don't get too vulgar, I just let them stand, you know, so everybody can have their say. But every once in a while there are some anonymous posts that are disagreeing with my position, and it helps me understand the issue even better.
Yeah, I can see how that happens. Now, we've kind of seen this whole information revolution in the recent years. What do you think the effects blogging, podcast, and new alternative forms of media are going to have on democracy and the process by which laws are made, and also just around the world?
Well, the best part about it is the consumer can decide what they think is newsworthy and what's not, which is the best part about it. There's nobody in the studio deciding what kind of news you're going to get today. That's the best thing about it that I like. And it's not going to slow down. You see how fast it's going now. And I don't have a podcast yet, but I'm sure that might be something I'll need to do in the future. We'll see.
Yeah. And you made a recent announcement on your blog about a presidential endorsement for Senator Sam Brownback. Can you tell me a little bit about that endorsement?
Sure.
What made you decide to go with him?
Sure. Right now, not a whole lot of people know who Senator Brownback is. He's a senator from Kansas, and he's not one of the front runners. He's not one of the big names. He doesn't have a lot of money like other candidates do. And even though there are other candidates that I appreciate, when I looked at them, I would see some candidates that I agree with on the spending and the fiscal side, yet I'm disappointed as to where they are on the social issues. And then there's some candidates out there I really like where they are on the social issues and not right with me on the fiscal side. And Senator Brownback lines up with me better than any other candidate that I've seen. And if you take my base from Anderson County and my district, my constituency, Senator Brownback matches up better than any other candidate.
And what do you think is the most attractive part about potential Brownback presidency?
Well, as we've seen nationally, when Republicans lose the base, when they get off the conservative issues that got them there, then we lose. And Brownback has a proven record of sticking with the conservative principles that made the Republican Party, and I think as president he would stick with that should he be elected president. Also, I believe he's got the best chance of winning the national election too, because we don't need any squishy moderate. Then, you know, we need someone that gives a sharp contrast to who the Democrats nominate.
Good to hear. Good to hear. Well, thank you for your thoughts today. I enjoyed talking to you, and thanks for being on.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Appreciate it.